I bet you didn't even notice. I'm filming this when typically I'm heading off to work. Except last Saturday was my last Saturday at Kids Foot Locker. Yeah, I bet you didn't see that one coming, and life has a funny way of changing, but yeah, that was my last time in these stripes. So, how did we get here? So let's take it back to last Saturday, August 28th. It was a special day, so it required a very special pair. That's right, the Nike Fear of God Raid Friends and Family. So you should know it was a pretty special day. Why? It was my last day in stripes. I even brought in cupcakes because my coworkers just felt like they deserved some love from me, departing them, but they showed me a lot of love as well. And look at this! This is for the Air Jordan 4 Lightning release. Last time I'll probably see lines like that, well, at least lines of me heading into work to actually work a release. Instead, if I see those lines, I guess it'll be as just a customer now. They went all out, so thank you again so much to my coworkers. They're truly friends. They were amazing. They went all out with the banner, the candy. I even had Chips Ahoy cookies, which I ate that entire weekend. I just need you to know I ate that whole pack of cookies that weekend. Now, this wasn't planned, it wasn't coordinated, but the morning crew, we were all in black and gray sneakers. It was so funny. My other coworker came in. He's like, wow, no one decided to send me the memo, which it wasn't planned whatsoever, but I guess that's what happens when you're a true team and you guys just vibe and connect. And we have variety here. Puma, New Balance, and Nike Fear of God. So everybody is really within their own style here. We already know the Fear of God raid is very true to me, but they both have on extremely comfortable pairs to work that morning shift, because that was it. We were the morning crew to work every release 11 until 3, or at least that was my shift, 11 until 3. I didn't plan to buy a sneaker on my last day. That wasn't in my mind waking up in the morning. However, the Jordan Delta 2, once I finally tried this pair on, it is so insanely comfortable. I made the decision based on the comfort and the colorway. This was coming home with me. So don't worry, a full review, breakdown, and style video is on the way. But I made a purchase on my very last day, and after taking those stripes off, I had to sign the wall. It's a huge Jordan banner that we all sign once we leave for any number of reasons to go on and pursue other things, or maybe you're done with school, maybe you move and relocate. But I have two good friends on here also, coworkers that have become friends that signed, and it was my time to sign and my time to sign off as a Foot Locker employee. And it was bittersweet, but it was an amazing day and an amazing way to end my time here with the crew that I started with. Bags in hand, Nikes on foot, act your age, not your shoe size on. Yeah, I guess that was the perfect way to walk out my last day.
Surround my soul with the positivity. That's why I don't worry about the things that I don't see. Yeah. These days I don't worry about much. I think we should have some more fun. I still dream about the days when we were young. I'll take a hit and still finish.
What's going on, everybody? It's your TJ back with a special video. Talks with TJ, aka TJ2 Swoosh to Yeezy. Thank you again so much for tuning in to another video. And if you were around like a long time ago, actually October of 2018, wow, that seems ancient, like lifetimes ago, I started that journey at Kids Foot Locker and actually went up to an assistant manager, and then I voluntarily stepped down once I received a promotion within my career. It was just a great point of advancement in my role, but also in pay, and the work from home ability just meant there was no need for me to be in store so much with everything going on in the country, but also just the time I would also have to myself to create at the very high pace that I create. Because remember, and people have said that, I don't understand why you point out that working at Kids Foot Locker is just a part-time thing. Because for me to upload at the pace that I do and it not be something that's a huge chunk of my income, like it's not the bulk of what I make to make, you know, actually sustain a living. Yes, that's why I point out it was just a part-time job. I also didn't want people to think that just working part-time would garner like the high amount of volume of stuff that I buy, because I don't see that happening with somebody unless they have a lot of other additional streams of income. But I stepped down voluntarily, I believe last summer, so it's pretty much been a year into just the part-time role. And when I say I stepped down, I mean I went down to part-time, only working on Saturday. So I would work morning releases 11 until 3 on Saturday, which is why I could also give you guys the feedback of, hey, this is how a release went. Now, granted, you all saw also there were a lot of releases we no longer got within our market. It just happens. Like, people have no idea. Supply chains have created chaos beyond measure with everything in the last year. So we didn't always get the newest releases, but for whatever shoes we got in, I made sure to give you guys a recap on that. And things were going great. They were going fine. Listen, at some point, you may or may not have different roles you take on, or at least you keep, because it just makes sense. It's easy work because it's fun. You're passionate about it because you just know shoes love shoes. I even had a series where I would just kind of give you guys little stories of what happened, and I enjoyed bridging that gap for, you know, kids bringing in their parents and trying to help parents connect the dots of why this shoe was so special, or why this player, whether it be Kyrie Irving or Giannis, it didn't matter, like why they were so special to their child to have that specific shoe for either back to school, on the court, didn't matter. And I enjoy those moments, and then you get really close with your coworkers and your crew. They become friends. Like, listen, one coworker and I, true friend now. That's my movie date girl all the time. Her and I find any thriller or horror movie, we are there. Okay, we just saw Candyman, and we're waiting now impatiently for Halloween to come out. We're trying to see if something is going to come out in September for us to enjoy. But just a lot of fun. You build connections and you build friendships. My store manager was amazingly awesome. So very grateful for you know, just all the love that he showed and the support, because he was super supportive of everything. Because if you guys also recall, March of 2020, I was actually in the Air Max Day campaign for Nike and Foot Locker, so it had nothing to do with me working in the store. That was a totally separate project. I was hired as talent based on what I do creatively, and I was in that campaign, and it was so fun to also share in that campaign with a close childhood friend, and she's actually based in Detroit, and she did the exact same campaign, and it was all going great. And as things progressed for myself creatively, yeah, I had to take a step back and make a choice. And that choice was, did I want to continue working at Kids Foot Locker knowing it was actually a barrier for some other jobs? Let me explain. Do a wardrobe change. Not to be on some CLB stuff, but price went up, not due to an angel investor, due to myself putting in the work for the last 3 years creatively, just really putting myself out there and setting the bar for what I feel, you know, is the quality of work that I can put out. And I've really evolved. It's turned into, you know, photography in different ways that I never really expected. And also just being a presence within the within front of the camera, that's genuine, honest, but also marketable, which means a lot of doors were open to work on sponsored campaigns, which is amazing. If you are a creative individual or quote unquote influencer, I don't care for the term, but if you are in this creative field, especially in sneakers, it's a blessing, and you're super excited to work with some of your favorite brands, whether it be eBay for me, because eBay is Bay, or to, you know, have worked with Nike, which was a dream come true when it occurred. However, you have to understand, in the industry, there are a lot of things behind the scenes in terms of just business and contracts that are in play, and you can't work around those. So if you're under one umbrella of a brand, that can bar you from working on other campaigns with other brands. So think about how large the umbrella is of Foot Locker. You have Champs, you have Foot Action, you have East Bay. That provides a wide literally girth for you to do different things. However, there are still other brands, right? There's Finish Line, there's Hibbett Sports, there's JD Sports. There are other options out there, and with bigger brands that they are contracted with, whether it be Nike or Adidas, they may have contracts in place, of course, of non-competes, which means you may not be able to work on a campaign, be the face of a campaign, if you're still associated with another brand or a competitor, even if it's in the small scale in terms of retail, of just working a few hours on a Saturday. So that's what I ran into. Truth, that's what I ran into. Unfortunately, I was passed up for One job I was passed up for, and I thought, okay, like not the end of the world. And then within a short amount of time, there was a second job that was passed up for. And no, it's not all about the money, but let's be real, the bottom line matters. And I have to look at the ROI for my time spent at Kids Foot Locker, which, hello, it's minimum wage now because they took away commission for part-time salespeople, versus a paid campaign, which you can make quite a bit depending on whatever your rate is in the market for a weekend project, an overnight project. It just really depends on what they require and demand of you. It made all the logical sense to also put this aside to pursue other financial opportunities, but also just amazing experiences. Like, it's an experience to work with these brands. It's an experience to network with, you know, other talented individuals, other creative individuals, and you connect with these people, and then they want to see you win. They do research on you. Little do you know, they've watched you for months or even years, but you don't know this. That's why I would always say to be mindful of how you carry yourself online. You have no idea who's watching. I've had Jordan Brand employees who were following me. I didn't know that whatsoever until I was like in a virtual room with them. So it just came down to doing what was best for that next step, next chapter in my life. Juan Wilson, your shirt really does, you know, fit that. I feel like the price went up in a very good way. And my store manager was so supportive, really wants me to win in everything that I do. So I guess I am now just a consumer like everybody else on a Saturday, which now means that I can enter, you know, Flex app raffles. And I don't know that maybe I'll just, you know, experience the same things you guys do. Because remember, those are all off limits to me. I could enter for Hibbits, I could enter for Finish Line and any other online IG raffle, but everything Flex related was out of bounds for me. And just because you worked at a sneaker store also did not guarantee that you got a shoe. Remember, it just always doesn't work like that, especially in current times. So last Saturday was my last day. Today is my first Saturday of no mall. Just nothing. I don't have to go to the mall. Just be at home. Football has kicked off. College football is back, ladies and gentlemen. That deserves all the praise and applause in itself. I will be home to watch Michigan. It better not disappoint me. I will be home to watch Michigan and every other major game coming on. Actually, and you know what? Here's the blessing. This is just God's timing. The second I was done, you know, with Kids Foot Locker, or at least I had already given my notice, so I knew when the day would come. I was actually contacted and asked, like, hey, when's your last official day? Let them know. That was actually the very first project that I hopped on post, you know, KFL. And that was the Support Her Soul project. So the trailer, everything that I worked on, that was all possible because of me severing ties with KFL. So you have to make some professional decisions, some big girl, big boy decisions. And I feel like it will all work out for the best. So new chapter. It was a lot of fun. And now I'm on to other things, and I will still absolutely go back and visit my KFL family just because, you know, I love them. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I have no idea what your plans are for the holiday. It's Labor Day weekend. Please be fun. Please be, you know, have fun. Please be safe. Please be careful. But above all else, act your age, not your shoe size. Peace out.